In this video, I'm not going to hold back, no gatekeeping out here. I'm going to show you how to be able to get 4 credit cards with only one hard inquiry. When most people apply for credit cards, they only apply one at a time. And to be honest, it really limits their funding ability. Now, whole disclaimer here, because I know a lot of people are going to ask themselves, wait, why do you need all these credit cards? And is that even good to be able to have all these credit cards on your report? Now, that's a whole disclaimer because how I look at it, if you're going to apply for one credit card, why not apply for 2 to 3 credit cards? Because when you do need it, you'll never be able to get it. So as you can see right here, I have one person that's fully relying on only one credit card. So a lot of times people actually go ahead and apply for credit cards without knowing what they offer, what type of incentives they have, the benefits, and also any support that that credit card may have. So you being stuck with one credit card leaves you very, very vulnerable. With anything in life except for a wife, you never want to go and rely on just one of anything. You never want to rely on one card, and you definitely don't want to rely on one credit card. You can be able to go and get 4 credit cards with only one hard inquiry. So right here, we have one person that's very, very reliant on one card, because what credit cards are really meant to do is credit cards are meant to actually incentivize you in order to be able to go ahead and spend money for a return on investment. You should only spend money with credit cards that are either going to go ahead and help you out with your reward benefits, or also be able to help you get travel or free hotels or free flights. That's the only reason you should be using a credit card, because the last thing you want to do is get into high credit card debt. I tell this to my brother, my cousin, everybody. The way you want to use a credit card right is that you only want to use it like a debit card. So if you don't have the money in your debit account, then don't go ahead and spend it. A credit card is great because of the fact that it helps with any type of fraud or any protection that might happen, or any type of fraud or anything that happens if your card gets lost or stolen. And also, a credit card is great because it gives you incentive. So instead of using your debit card, which doesn't give you anything back, you can go ahead and actually use your credit card, and they'll give you 2 points on rewards or 3 points. And you can easily convert those reward points into flight benefits to eventually where you can be able to travel for free. And you can also be able to go ahead and turn them into hotel points where you can go ahead and get free hotel stays as well. So that's the main benefit, especially for personal credit. Now, I know I talk about business credit, and that's going to be a topic for a different day, because I'll talk to my entrepreneurs on exactly how you can be able to go ahead and utilize 0% business credit cards to scale your business. But in this video today, we're going to talk about personal credit cards and how you can be able to go ahead and get 4 credit cards with only one hard inquiry. So let's get into it. All right, perfect. So as you guys can see right here, I call it how to master relationship stacking. Now, I know a lot of people on the internet, they'll tell you guys to go ahead and get credit card stacking, go ahead and get 4 or 5 different cards. So what I really recommend, right, is that you shouldn't have more than 5 or 6 personal credit cards. That's just in my opinion, because at the end of the day, you really want to have most of your credit cards on your business side, because business credit is never going to report to personal credit. Now, the main reason I say relationship stacking instead of credit card stacking is because honestly more about going ahead and actually applying for a credit card and also being able to build out a relationship with the bank. Every single bank, they work on relationships, whether it's a major bank or your local credit union. They literally work on relationships, because once they actually see how you're able to go ahead and manage an account that you've managed with them, then they're actually able to go ahead and give you better offers, better limits, and also better rates down in the future. That's exactly why I call it relationship stacking rather than credit card stacking, because credit card stacking, it doesn't really mean too much. Now, relationship stacking, you're able to go ahead and build out really great relationships. Now, the ones that I recommend as far as building out relationships with, right, and the banks that I highly recommend that you build out relationships with are going to be your major banks. Now, don't get me wrong, credit unions and community banks are great as well, because whenever you're starting off your journey or you're actually going ahead and building, you want to get approved for big banks at first, because these big banks have higher criteria. A credit card from Chase is going to be looked at a lot higher than a credit card from a local credit union. So that's why you want to go ahead and build out with the major banks, big banks such as your Wells Fargo, US Bank, Discover, and also American Express. These are the main primary banks. So that's why you want to go ahead and build out with them first before you go on to credit unions or any other community banks. The first step really is to go ahead and find 3 or 4 banks that use the same credit bureau for credit products. Now, for this video, we're going to be talking about Experian. Now, if anybody knows anything about credit, Experian is the biggest credit bureau, and a lot more lenders rely on it due to its accuracy and also having more and more information. So I went ahead and picked out 3 to 4 banks that actually pull Experian. So these are going to be 4 banks, right? So again, it's going to be Chase, Wells Fargo, American Express, and also Discover. So these are 4 banks that we're going to actually go ahead and use for this actual scenario. So after we go ahead and pick out these 4 different banks, really what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up our sequence. And the main reason that we went ahead and picked out these 4 specific banks is because all 4 of these banks will actually pull from your Experian credit bureau. They're actually going to go ahead and pull from your Experian credit bureau, because a lot of times with credit cards, they'll use one bureau, whether it's Equifax, Experian, or TransUnion. Now, other than Capital One, most banks are going to pull from only one credit bureau at a time. So if they go ahead and actually utilize your Experian credit score, they're not going to go ahead and pull your TransUnion credit score. So that's why the most important part is to figure out exactly which credit bureau that bank uses. And for this scenario, we picked out these 4 banks that all use Experian. So we picked out these 4 banks that all utilize Experian. What I want you guys to do is go ahead and actually set up your sequence by opening up multiple tabs on your computer browser. All right, so we're at Chase right here. So we're at chase.com. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to credit cards. And so these are all going to be personal credit cards. We're not going to go to business right now. We're going to see that for later. So, of course, so the main ones that I like, and this is a big caveat. If you haven't, so there's a big caveat. Whenever I'm starting off my credit journey, I always want to start off with Chase because Chase actually has a 524 rule. Before you go to any other credit products, now this video is assuming that you already have a Chase account. Now, really what I want you to do is before you actually apply for any of these other credit cards is that if you have Chase already, they have a 524 rule. So you cannot get more than 5 credit cards, whether it's different credit cards from different banks or even with Chase internally, more than 24 months. If you get more than 5 credit products in a 24-month period, then Chase will automatically deny your application right off the bat. But that's why we want to go and start off with Chase first, so you can be able to go and avoid that 524 rule that they have in place. So the first step is we're going to go ahead and go to Chase. Now, I really love Chase's Sapphire. This is literally the best card they have. Is a Sapphire preferred card just because of the fact that they give great points and also they give out great bonuses for their points in the internal system. Now, for credit products such as now for a lot of different travel rewards, American Express and Chase, they're going to have the best reward system possible. So really what we're going to do is we're going to pick out one credit card. And so usually what we'll do is we'll do the Chase preferred card, right? So we got this one. Let's get started. Boom, boom, boom. So you got all this application. So what I want you to do is to go to Chase, leave this application right here. Then afterwards, we're going to do is we're going to go to Discover, right? And I honestly like the Discover a cashback credit card. So this is the one we're going to go and apply for. And they actually have a pre-approval, but we want to go ahead and skip the pre-approval right now because we actually want to go ahead and submit it. All right, so really what we're going to do is, right, I like the Discover a card. So it's going to be one of the best cards they have. And it also gives you a really good cashback points. So you get 5% on grocery stores, restaurants, and also gas stations. So this is one of the best cards they have. So we're going to do is go ahead and click on apply now. And then afterwards, what we're going to do is we're going to go to American Express. Now, American Express is definitely one of my favorite cards. So they have a lot of different cards. So they honestly have the platinum card, which these are going to be charge cards. You're not going to get a limit right off the bat. They're going to go ahead and actually give you a limit after they see your spending patterns. So anything that you actually spend, you have to go ahead and pay back within a 30-day period. So it's a lot different than a regular traditional credit card where you're given a credit limit. This credit card, let's say if you spend $50,000, you pay it back. That's going to be your credit limit. If you want to spend $75,000, you can go ahead and do that as long as you go ahead and pay it back within the same exact month. So that's with American Express Gold Card. Now the one that I like is going to be the Blue Cash Preferred. So the Blue Cash Preferred, this is the actual credit card, and they do actually give you 6% back on U.S. supermarkets, but it is capped up to $6,000 per year. So this one's actually going to be a credit card, so we're going to apply for this one. Of course, American Express does have a soft pull. So you're going to go to the application part as well. And then really what you're going to do is that you're going to go ahead and actually, so we went to Chase, we went to American Express, we went to Discover. And so afterwards, we're going to go to Wells Fargo. And then I'm going to explain exactly how we're able to go ahead and accomplish this by getting 4 credit cards with only one hard inquiry. So Wells Fargo has a good amount of cards. So they have the Reflect card. You'll be able to get 0% APR for 21 months, which is absolutely ridiculous. So it's literally one of the best cards and also the longest one. I know there's some other cards they give you 18 months, but for this one, for 21 months, is really crazy. Now, the one that I really like is going to be the Autograph. So the Autograph, you get 3% points on restaurants, travel, gas stations, and also popular streaming services. And you also get 0% APR for 12 months whenever you open up the account. So it's honestly one of their best cards. Now, of course, you have the Attune on 4% cash back for gym purchases or gym memberships, saloons, spas, all of that, right? The card that makes you most positive. And of course, they have their business credit card, right? The one business credit card right there. Now, with that being said, right, what I honestly recommend is for us to apply for the Autograph, the Visa signature. And so really what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fill out all of these applications at the same exact time. So we're going to go ahead and click on apply now for this one right here. And we're actually going to go ahead and fill out all of our application. You want to go ahead and fill out every single section, but the last thing you don't want to do is you don't want to go ahead and submit just yet. We're going to go ahead and fill out everything for Chase, right? As far as our information, your goodies, right? Your date of birth, your address, everything of that sort. Then afterwards, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and fill out everything that Discover has right there. Then the next what's gonna happen is we're gonna go to American Express, fill out everything for American Express. Then afterwards, really what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Wells Fargo and fill out every single thing. Now here's the trick: you want to go ahead and actually fill out all four of these applications at the same exact time. But the last thing you want to do is you don't want to click submit for every single one individually. After you filled out Wells Fargo, after you filled out American Express, after you filled out Chase, you want to go and actually wait until all of them are filled out, even with Discover. So fill out all the applications, and then once they're all filled out together, you want to go and actually click on and go into different tabs, right? So you want to go to Chase first. Like for example, you want to go ahead and go to Discover first, click submit, then right afterwards, like I'm talking milliseconds, right? I'm talking milliseconds, go to the next credit card and go ahead and click on submit, submit, submit. So you're gonna do this for 4 applications at the same exact time. And it should take you less than 30 seconds because once you go ahead and click submit, the reason why it's only gonna pull one hard inquiry is because a lot of times whenever you have multiple credit cards at the same exact time, there's a gap between when an inquiry shows up. So they won't be able to see when that inquiry shows up. So every time the application comes through, it's going to look like you have no hard inquiries, or it's only going to look like you only have one hard inquiry. So that's exactly how you're able to go ahead and actually get 4 credit cards with only one hard inquiry, because they're not actually going to go ahead and see that you have multiple different hard inquiries. Now, caveat, of course, when they go ahead and pull out your credit report, you will have actually about 4 hard inquiries on your credit report per bureau. But at the time you submit, they'll only see that you have none or one hard inquiry. So as you guys can see right here, so we went ahead and actually clicked on our sequence, right? We opened up multiple different tabs, and that's exactly how we're able to go and accomplish getting multiple different credit cards with only one hard inquiry. Afterwards, what we did as the third step is that we went ahead and fill these applications, and we're able to go and submit them all at the same exact time. So I'm talking milliseconds, right? So now the credit card submit. That's why it's so important that you actually have all of the items filled out beforehand. So because once you go ahead and click submit, it should automatically start the process. It shouldn't take you back to filling out a certain portion of the application. That's why it's important for you to go ahead and actually make sure you fill out all of the applications at the same exact time. So I know how people are asking themselves, well, why would you go and apply for 4 credit cards at the same exact time? You want to go ahead and apply for multiple credit cards at the same exact time because of the fact you want to be able to go to maximize your credit limits, and you also want to be able to maximize your opportunities. So what I mean by opportunities is relationships. Banks love customers that want to build out a relationship. So if they see that you've already been approved for Chase last month and you want to go ahead and apply for Wells Fargo, they're most likely going to go and deny your application and say that you have too many new open accounts. Banks want to know that they have all of your business and not just some of it. So that's exactly why whenever you apply for credit cards, you always want to apply for multiple at the same exact time. And this is honestly the difference between you getting one $5,000 credit card, 4 credit cards, anywhere from 30,000 all the way to $50,000 in combined limits. So that's exactly why it's super, super crucial that make sure you're going ahead and actually doing relationship stacking compared to just applying to one bank at a single time. So I really hope this video is helpful. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And like always, I'll see you at the top, my boy.